Om Tat Sat. My humble prostrations to the all-pervading Brahman or God, to my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananji Maharaj, to all the sages and saints, and to each of you, divine soul, watching today's satsang. So today, we will be studying Sutra number 18 from the Kaivalya Pad of the Raja Yoga Sutras of Patanjali Maharaj. Commentaries by my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji, and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So let's get started. Sutra 18, Kaivalya Pad. The sutra is Sada Gyata Chittaha Vrittasya Tat Prabhoho Purushasya Aparinamitvat. Again, Sada Gyata Chittaha Vrittayah Tata Prabho Purushasya Aparinamitvat. Meaning, the vrittis of the chitta are ever known to its Lord the Self, because the latter is ever changing. What does it mean? Means the changes in the vrittis or thought waves of the mind are perceived by the unchanging spirit or the self. If the self were also a changing principle, then changes of the mind could not be perceived, for changes are valid only with relation to an unchanging center. So the key teaching here is that the self is constant and just a witness to our thought waves that are coming inside of our chitta. So this self is also called Purusha. Purusha is the witness of the vrittis of the chitta, and it is the duty of the chitta to become modified into the object and to be presenting its modified form before its Lord and Master, the Purusha. So whatever thought wave is coming, what chitta's role is to make that thought wave take a certain form and present it to the self, the Purusha. So therefore, since the Purusha is ever aware of the chitta and its modifications by reflecting itself in the chitta, so the Purusha's reflection is coming up in the chitta, which is where all these modifications are taking place. So the knowledge of the chitta and its functions do not cause any change to the Purusha. The Purusha is ever the same. And think of the Purusha as the sun and the numerous reflections of the sun, countless, that come on the earth and everywhere, and they fall on the water shakes, the sun shakes also, but the real sun is up there, only one, it's not shaking. Same thing is happening inside our chitta also. The Purusha is constant or unchanging, but when its reflection falls on the chitta, it assumes the form of the object, and with the shaking, the chitta experiences these images. So that is the essence. The drift of the sutra is that the Purusha is ever distinct from the chitta. So the reflection is the one that is creating the illusion of this world process. But once that reflection is broken, then that is the end goal. That is when we get liberated from the cycle of life and death. So we will be discussing this more in the next sutra, which we will be doing tomorrow. As you know, we are on the final chapter. This is chapter 4 called Kaivalya Pad. Kaivalya is the ultimate state of Mukti, liberation, and we will be studying sutra number 19 tomorrow. There are a total of 34 sutras, so we are very close to finishing this entire book, and those of you, or the scripture I should say, and those of you who have followed it very religiously, truly, you can go back and see how much you have grown through this wonderful teachings of the Holy Scriptures and the wise sages and saints who give their entire selves to us so that we can benefit. And those who put in the effort certainly benefit tremendously. So I hope you're finding these daily satsangs helpful, and if you are, please send me some notes or subscribe, and also share this channel, as that's the mission. We want to create more awareness of so much of our spiritual wisdom and strength, and all this knowledge that needs to be disseminated in this stressful world. People don't know what peace is, or they forget about it. They are so rushing in their day-to-day environments that they forget the real essence of living. But if we dedicate our lives every day, 30 minutes a day, even in the morning, and meditate, and we learn these things, we can all make a substantial difference in our daily lives. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Om Tat Sat.